Hey everyone, I wanted to give you an update video over here, and you may be asking yourself, well, one, update video on what, and two, what are we actually doing with this very different take on the avatar? Like, obviously, this is still very much Remixon's design. This is a avatar that you've seen before, just in still image and obviously made with a very different aesthetic style to it. So it's for a couple of reasons. One, I wanted to use this because, well, I'm lazy and this is exactly what I had available right now, and I don't feel like setting up VTube Studio at the moment. But two, I also wanted to use this to showcase what's going on my other channels. You see, here lately, I had to explain to everybody that I'm going to be splitting the main channel up into two channels. Those channels are the main Suris channel that most of you are used to seeing, and then of course the Suris live channel, which is now receiving new updates with the videos that I do with Vice Rhino on Wednesdays, as well as the more newsy topics that I cover. And then finally, there's the Suris MTG channel, which actually uses this aesthetic style. Again, very different one to what I normally use. But over on that channel, everything is fully edited. If you miss me doing fully edited videos and not like live reaction videos, then this is where you're going to see me doing that kind of content. Though I will give you a fair warning, it is all so that I can talk about Magic the Gathering, because for years, focusing all of my effort into something that drained my spoons was not really a smart thing to do. So this is a place where I can do all of my creative outlet stuff for a game that I love, and at the same time, do things completely differently than how I do them on my main channel. So those are the three channels that you will see updates on. On the Suris channel and Suris channel, there should be at least one video uploaded daily. On the main Suris channel, that's obviously going to be focusing on content creators who have videos and ideas that I'm opposed to. Again, think your Matt Walsh's, your Ben Shapiro's, etc. And then over on the secondary channel, Suris Live, you will see the more news reactions where I cover things that are happening, where I'm just reading off of things that CNN or Fox News have talked about. And then, of course, Magic the Gathering channel, Magic the Gathering content, kind of makes sense. Don't think I got to explain that one too hard. But I wanted to give you all one more update. Over the weekend, I recorded a video on stream because I was panicked about Patreon. Now, the TLDR is that there was a system that Patreon said that we were losing as content creators. I made decisions based on knowing that we were eventually losing that system. They were the wrong decisions, and ultimately it led to me getting paid basically $27 after taxes and everything came out, instead of the usual couple thousand that I used to pay for all of my bills with. As a result, my channels, which combined still do not make enough for me to survive, but do rely effectively entirely on Patreon, I basically went into a panic mode, did a day off of effectively no sleep, and I'm still on the tail end of not feeling completely physically recovered from all of that. But there is some good news, and I promise it is good news. So, y'all are probably the single best group of viewers any YouTuber could ever have. And I'm not trying to hyperbolize that. I'm not trying to say that because I want to gas y'all up. I don't need to. Y'all deserve this, because I frankly don't deserve any of y'all. Regardless, what has happened is that not only did all of my patrons and all of my viewers who are patrons or not patrons, not only did y'all step in and help out a ton with catching bills up and making sure that I still basically got the paycheck that I would have gotten from Patreon anyway, but y'all did it to such a degree that now I also don't have to worry about the other debts that I was fighting at the time. Like, I don't think you realize how big that is. Full transparency, and with some screenshots from my phone, I was able to make an $800 payment on a long past due credit card. A credit card that we had basically been needing to use for the past year because we were behind everywhere else. Once you are behind on your bills and you still need a way to get food, then you end up having to rely on what you can. And, well, then I was able to do this thanks to the support of all of you. And, well, I mean, this last one, the last chunk, came from a single patron who basically told me happy holidays when they sent this in, and I don't have words. I don't have words. I have not actually been able to say the words "I'm debt-free" in so long that I legitimately don't know how to feel about it. But it does mean that not only are we caught up on our bills, but we're also, for the first time in my life, in a situation where we are not behind in other areas because we needed to get caught up on our bills. It's a very strange feeling for me. And the only thing I can really say is thank you. Like, I'm not fully emotionally recovered. I'm not at the point where I'm not dealing with a constant headache. I'm not at the point where I'm not feeling panicked still, but I am to the point where I feel like things are going to be better. So I want to come back swinging on Tuesday. And, well, that does mean that you're not getting any episodes uploaded on videos, things that are not the Magic the Gathering channel, mind you, for at least a day or so, while I take another day to recover. Because, again, I still have not had enough sleep, at least, I guess. I don't know why my body feels the way it does, but I know that it still does not feel great. But I wanted to show you something that another viewer posted in my comment section that basically solidified my idea to take at least an extra day off. And this is from Gideon Wells, a member of all of my channels and also a member of my Patreon. They said, "You've missed a lot of red flags from Patreon, but I think you still are letting Patreon off the hook too easy. Listening to your complaints in your post for months, it really sounds like Patreon is trying to be douchebags to get its creators to self-deport from the per-post program. You have been running at a spoon deficit for a while. At least that's what it looks like from an outside view, from an outside observer. Maybe this is a battle you should concede and reduce the spoon deficit so you have more to work with to use to spend time with others." And my God, I did not expect that to hit me as hard as it did. Earlier this year, I took a 3-month hiatus because, well, things just kept getting worse politically, and I kept trying to do more about it and just couldn't. I hit my wall. And here, with the finances being what they were, I guess I got myself numb to the idea that I could just handle them as they were going. And then, of course, when I missed a single paycheck, everything came crashing down. Now, in my situation, I am in one of the most unique and privileged positions in the world. I have an audience, and that's not something that most people who are in worse straits can say. So I don't know what to say other than thank you, and I still don't feel like I do enough to deserve this. But with everything caught up now, and with everything out of the red zone and no longer in a panicked area for me, I think taking a day, trying to make sure that everything is perfectly fine in my neck of the woods, emotionally, physically, etc., and then coming back swinging tomorrow after I am done at the gym, I think that's the call, honestly. So, again, if you are watching this on the main channel, if you are looking for news updates, remember, those news updates are now going to be over on Suris Live. And a couple of videos are going to be on there in the next day or so. So you're going to have stuff to watch over there very, very shortly. There is one video up there right now, but there will be more. If you, like many people in my comment section, though, still feel like as much as you want to tune in because maybe you want to support me or, you know, whatever the situation may be, if you still feel like politics as they are way too hard to deal with, even if it's the more fun, jabby stuff we're going to be doing over on the main channel, then I want to implore you, maybe take a break from politics for a little bit over at the Magic the Gathering channel. I'm not going to say that I don't, you know, let it through every now and again what my politics are on that channel, but we have a good time over there, and it's mostly going to be stuff that should not drain your spoons as much. And if and when you feel like you're comfortable coming back to either the main channel or the now repurposed Necosaurus Live channel, then I would love to see you guys come back to those areas if politics has drained you. But again, if it has, I do have some content that maybe you will enjoy that isn't anywhere near as hard, and watching any of it supports all of it. If you only watch the Magic the Gathering videos, that inadvertently allows me to have more reach on the other videos. It allows me to have more spoons to work with because everything ends up going into the same financial bucket. So just thank y'all guys. And hopefully every single one of my 3 channels will continue to do well. Or rather, the Magic the Gathering channel will continue to do well, and then the other 2 channels will start doing well, given the current climate. Either way, I could not afford to take a break at all, if not for the efforts of all of you. So thank you. From the bottom of my heart, it really does mean a ton. And normally, this is a type of video that I would be making over on Patreon with a little less bravado and a little more me in front of the camera instead of an avatar in front of the camera. But this seemed like something that everybody, all of my viewers, should see in general. Because I also wanted to make sure that if anybody who would watch the first video but was, say, waiting for their paycheck to drop to throw a donation at me, now doesn't feel like they need to do that. Now you can just go, oh, the person that I wanted to support is okay. I can use that money elsewhere. After all, it's Christmas time. We need to be getting stuff for our families. And after this, I actually can afford to get shit for my family, which is something that I was really frustrated that I was not going to be able to do. So I can do that now. That feels really good. That said, again, thank you all, and I will see you over on any of those 3 channels. There will be links in the description to each and every one of them in case you are not subscribed to any of them. That said, thank you for watching. I greatly appreciate it. I will say one thing, though. Do not, if you are not planning on watching any of the other channels, do not subscribe to them. Another thing that ends up hurting creators in terms of numbers is when a person becomes a ghost subscriber. If you are not watching, then do not subscribe to that channel, because the algorithm really does not like that particularly. Why it's not just a neutral behavior, I don't know, but either way, if you're going to watch, then, subscribe. I appreciate it a ton. That all said, again, I'm doing the Midwestern goodbye. I have already long since said that I need to hit the old dusty trail, and now there's like a Family Guy joke being written about me and what I'm doing here. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you all in a day or 2.